Hey guys, it's Melissa. Just wanted to share a quick little thing that I made. Like I mentioned, if you've been watching some of my previous videos, I'm going to be in a wedding. I'm a maid of honor, and my daughter Maya is the flower girl for my best friend's wedding. She's getting married on 11/11/11. She chose that time because she loves the fall. Fall is her favorite time of year. So her whole wedding theme, as I mentioned before, is all fall everything. And we're doing a lot of things because she's actually the one that years ago got me into scrapbooking. So she's real crafty too. And we're making by hand I say, but it's really with the help of the Cricut. With my Gypsy, we cut out all the table numbers and the table, like they're going to be little pumpkins, like huge pumpkins that say, you know, all the table names and the guest names and little leaves that go on her wedding gift, which I think is cute. She's getting made a bunch of candy apples, and for the tags of the candy apples, we made this leaf, but it was of course scaled down, 2 leaves connected together, and and all in her fall colors. Like it's like a burnt orange, and that's what color our dresses are. Burnt orange and like the fall yellows and the reds and all the different colors. But for the tags, we did a smaller version, and if I can get it on video, I'm going to try to do that closer to the time. But we made a smaller version of this with 2 leaves staggered, like one of this leaf and one of another leaf, and I think they were on Gypsy Wanderings. And we just punched a hole in the end, and she got ribbon made that says, you know, thank you for coming, or something, the Johnsons. Which is going to be her married name. So she made the tags, and one of the tags is going to say, you know, the guest name on one, and the other one's going to say which table they're at, and it's hooked onto their little gift, which is also going to be like their place marker, so they take the candy apple, bring it to their table. So I thought that was cute, and it's going to have her little personalized ribbon with thanks for sharing this day with us, or something. It says love the Johnsons on the ribbon. She got that printed out from, if I can find the company too, I'll post that in the link, but it may take me a while to add that in. So anyway, where her reception is, the ceremony is going to be the same place as the reception, but the reception's in this big other hall. And she said, you know, if you have extra time, if you could make just a little sign that says, you know, something to come for the guests to know which way to go, because there's another hallway which is not the hallway to go, so just with the arrow or something, she said. So this is what I came up with. I'm going to show it to her and run it by her and see if that works out for her, but I think it will, because I went and viewed the hall with her when she was looking at it, where she's going to have the wedding, and it looks like there's space for it. So this is what I came up with. I cut this out giant size, and I'm going to show you in comparison. I moved some stuff over to my wall. Like this is the top of my Expedit shelf. So it's pretty big if you can't tell in the video. So I cut this out with using my Gypsy, and it was almost fit the page, but I made it a little smaller to make sure it didn't cut off. And then this is from Gypsy Wanderings, this leaf, and I just used the hide feature. And I hid, because it had little slits, like to make it look more like a leaf, but in order to get these letters on there, I had to use the hide feature to hide them so I could get my wording on there. So what it says, if you can't read it on the video, it says, come fall in love with the Johnsons, and with the arrow pointing that way. So hopefully the people will get it, and I'll just give them a direction and kind of guide them in the right way. And what I used here is this. I did the old school. I even used my daughter's little Elmer's glue, and I just did a really thin bead around the edge, and just used my gold glitter, and I went around the edges with that instead of using stickles, because I probably would have used a whole bottle on this. And that worked perfect. She let me borrow it. My daughter was kind enough to let me use her glue, and I just went around all the edges and did a thin bead, put it on, and then shook it off, and it barely used any glitter. It's amazing how much, you know, you can dump the whole ton out, and then when you put it back, you still have tons of glitter. So I did that for the leaf all the way around, and I did it all the way around the arrow to make them both blend in, match. And then for the letters, I cut out, I put them in my Gypsy, and this is using Don Juan for this font, the Don Juan cartridge. And I cut these out at 1 inch, with the exception I made the Johnsons a little bigger, so that's the special name that can stand out. So I used the really thick glitter paper from AC Moore that I refer to a lot, that I like, because it's a little easier to work with. You don't have to worry about them ripping, especially cutting them so small. But what I do is, and I mentioned this in the video before, but if anybody knows what I'm talking about, that it's that glitter paper that's sold individual at AC Moore, and I think at Michael's too now. That's usually about $1.99 a sheet, and it's thicker, and it's really nice, but then you wonder, like, you know, how the Cricut will cut it. So I don't use a deep blade or anything. I just put it in with my regular Cricut blade, and then I just put multi-cut on 2. I was doing 3, and I thought I'm trying to get this done, so I figured I'll try cutting one letter out at 2, just multi-cut at 2, and it cut out just fine. So I was doing multi-cut at 3, but I think 2 will suffice as long as my blade is fairly new. So that cut these out with Don Juan, and I think they came out really nice because they're a little thicker, and it doesn't look like, in person this looks a little better than it's coming up on the camera. But they kind of remind you like thickers, as thick as they come out, the way they look there. So I did the same here, and I just wanted to share that with you, and I hope that works for her and just kind of guides all the guests at her wedding in the right direction. So I'll be sharing more wedding related things with you guys once we get them here and start working, now that it's getting closer to her wedding. So we're going to start getting the last minute things done. So I thank you all for watching, and I'll be posting more videos soon. Bye guys.